Today, you'll be having and taking your mid-unit 7 assessment, and that'll be coming live later this morning, but I just wanted to share with you a few things that should help you along the way, and I really want you to do these things prior to the assessment if you haven't already. So yesterday, I met up with a few people. I offered a study session. A few of you met up with me, and we went over the mid-unit 7 review together. And if not, I did send you the link, and I also posted it in Schoology under Academic Support and Literacy. So here's the mid-unit 7 review video. I'm going to be doing a video walkthrough. So if you haven't finished your review, please finish your review. You can use this. Another thing that Miss Baugnet is providing you is, so when you're going to be able to see, you go to review, is this exponent rules poster. This gives you examples of each of the types of problems you're going to dealing with. So when we're multiplying powers, it says when powers have the same base but different exponents and are being multiplied, keep the bases and add the exponents. So you can see in this top example, we're going to keep the base of 5. We're going to add our two exponents, 6 plus negative 2. 6 plus negative 2 is positive 4. So our answer is 5 to the positive 4 power. Another example, 10 to the negative 3rd times 10 to the 8th. We're going to keep 10 as our base. We're going to add our exponents, negative 3 plus 8. Negative 3 plus 8 is 5. So if you go through each one of these, it's going to help you a lot on this. So you can use this while you're taking the assessment today. So they talk about powers to powers. That's when you're multiplying your two exponents and keeping the base. So keep the base of 8. 2 times 5 is 10. When we're dividing powers, we keep the base again, but then we subtract our exponents. So in this case, it's going to be 8 minus a negative 2. So 8 minus a negative 2. And while you're doing these, especially these integers, we call these integers when we're dealing with positive and negative numbers. This can get confusing when you're dealing with minus a negative. I want you to use your calculator. And if you don't like your calculator, or if you're in need of a calculator, I'd like you to utilize, and when I talk about in here in the video and I show how to use it, it's called Desmos /scientific. And what that is, it's your scientific calculator that will do everything that you need. It has fraction button, it has the exponent button. So it's everything that you possibly would need and help solve some of the math problems today. Even if it is a problem like the integers we just talked about, 8 minus a negative 2. So, and they show the answer right here. It says your answers show up on this side. So essentially, if you remember the rule, when we're subtracting, you can say keep, change this to plus, and make this opposite. So it's going to be 8 plus 2. Because we keep, we change it to plus, and make this opposite. Right now it's negative, it now becomes positive. So then 8 plus 2 is 10. But have the calculator do the work if you're confused on how to do that. So that's the next thing that you should use. Let's see here. Exponents of 0. By the way, you can click on this and it'll make it bigger for you. When any base raised to the power of 0 is equal to 1. So, like in this example, they're dividing. So we're going to keep our base. We're going to subtract our exponents. So 9. We're going to subtract our exponents. 8 minus 8 is 0. Anything to the 0 power is 1. In the other example below it, they're multiplying. So we're going to add our exponents. Negative 5 plus 5. They're opposites, so they become 0. Anything to the 0 power is 1. Then dealing with negative exponents do not create negative numbers. So when a base raised to a negative exponent, all we do is move the base to the denominator, so the bottom of the fraction, and make the exponent positive. So if we have 4 to the negative 5th, all we're doing is going to drop that down in a fraction on the bottom and put the 1 on top. So think of this as a whole number. 4, all whole numbers have a 1 underneath. So you are going to take the reciprocal. Reciprocal means flip it. So the 1 is going to become on top of the fraction, and this 4 to the negative fifth will drop down. But in that process, when we drop it down to the bottom into our denominator, it becomes positive. And say we had the opposite here. We started with a fraction with a base with a negative exponent. We want a positive exponent, so we're going to flip it. So the 10 right here is on the bottom. Our denominator now flips to the top in this case. So it just does the opposite, flips it. And lastly, combining bases. So when multiplying powers that have different bases, so we have a 7 and a 2, but the same exponent. Notice they have an exponent of 8 and an 8. We're going to multiply our two exponents, and we're going to keep our, we're going to multiply our two bases and keep our exponent. So 7 times 2 is 14, and we're going to keep 8. We have this one. We have a negative 4 and a positive 10. They're different, but they have the same exponent of 3. So we're going to negative 4 times 10 is negative 40, and we're going to keep our exponent of 3. So that's essentially all the rules that you're going to need for the assessment for today. There's another thing that I want to show you that Ms. Baugnet has offered you. I want to go back to the mid-unit 7 review. Is her video, assessment review video. And push this box with the arrow. It's going to send you out to this Google Drive where Ms. Baugnet has created this nice video as well.
Hey guys, so as you know, you have a test.
So I encourage you to watch the reviews before you take the test. And the test is 14 questions long, just like the review that you did. But I want to show you on the assessment what it's going to look like. I added audio to every question, all 14 questions. So when you start what it's going to look like, here's one of the first questions. Write the following using a single positive exponent. So it gives you the problem. But right here, every question is going to have a bar that has the play symbol. Click the play. Question number 1. Write the following using a single positive exponent. 7 to the 5th power times 7 to the 6th power. What does that equal? So as you can see, each one has these audios. The first few questions, I give more detail of how to click in the box and how to use this as well. So every question has that audio option. Please let me know if you have any other questions. Good luck today. And Ms. Baugnet does have a meetup at 8 o'clock as a review. I encourage you to use that as well. Have a good day.